God is an external, objective source. He is someone else. We are not him. So when people tell me they feel called to do something, I want to ask, who is calling you? Traditionally, within the larger context of church history, calling or vocation referred to one's role in full-time church ministry, whether as a nun, monk, priest, or pastor. These terms are still sometimes used that way when, for example, people refer to a full-time church job as vocational ministry, as opposed to the lay ministry of someone in the laity. Or a minister who has a second job outside the church is called a bivocational pastor. However, the Protestant Reformation challenged the traditional distinction between secular and sacred vocations. The Reformers understood that God calls everyone, not just to full-time ministry, but to all kinds of work, and that other work can be a vocation too. Martin Luther's views on vocation, in particular, were tremendously influential. They were directly connected to his understanding of salvation by faith alone, and have been summed up as saying, God doesn't need your good works, but your neighbor does. For Luther, any kind of work is vocational when you are called by God to do it. Such roles aren't limited to 9-to-5 jobs. Callings include those of mother, father, daughter, son, citizen, and church member, as well as truck driver, farmer, teacher, and shop owner. Nevertheless, even within some decidedly Protestant contexts, I'm thinking of my own evangelical world in particular, the elevated status of full-time ministry lingers. One speaker at the 2024 Pastors Conference of the Southern Baptist Convention declared the role of pastor to be the highest calling on the planet. This persistent assumption that church work is higher or nobler than worldly work, a form of neo-monasticism, is the source of all kinds of evil. With all due respect to my monastic friends, a view of calling that puts spiritual work above other kinds of roles distorts our understanding of both ministry and work. David Rowe has it right. As a school chaplain, he had been talking to a student at his school's graduation who said she felt God was calling her to be an accountant. He later posted on social media, "I was so excited. I've never in my life heard someone say that before."